was similar to blogger.com. Why are you suggesting that I use it as a website? This is a comment that I heard just the other day from a potential customer, and one that I hear frequently. I want to dispel that conception today and talk about why WordPress should be your content management system of choice when building a new website. One of the reasons for this misconception is that WordPress started as a blogging software, and that's what many people still use it for today. But the power in WordPress is its extensibility. You can do all kinds of things and add all types of new features to it. And one of the reasons for this is that it is open source, meaning that the code that it was written in is something that anyone can go in, take a look at the code, and continue to build new things on it. And the result of this has then been that thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of developers all around the world have actually built new functionality into WordPress, and it has turned it into the most popular content management system on the internet today. If you're going to use WordPress, these are the three things that you need. You need a PHP-enabled web server, a MySQL database, and the WordPress software. Most people that are providing hosting services will give you the first two, and you can get the WordPress software from the WordPress site. WordPress works on the concept of themes. Themes are kind of like a template. And there are hundreds, maybe thousands of free templates that are already out there, free themes, as well as a number of commercial ones. If you want to use a theme, you go into the WordPress software and you do a search to install themes. And you can put in the search term anything that you want to, and you can put in a bunch of other functionality as to what you might have, and then you click on Find Themes. So I did a search for the term real estate, looking for a real estate theme. And you can see that a bunch of themes are presented here, and there's actually several pages worth of themes that come up. And you can click on preview of any of these themes to see what they look like. I clicked on preview for this real estate theme here, and this is what shows up. Pretty nice theme if you're selling real estate. A lot of information right here to do a search for the type of property that you're looking for, and you can put some other information down here. But like I said, a WordPress theme can look like anything. The exact same software could look something like this. And you'll notice that in this case here that there's some sidebars on both the left and the right, as well as main content here in the middle. A different theme. All these themes basically take the same information out of the database and present it in different ways. Now, one of the things about the themes is that you'll notice that it looks like there is more content on some of them than others, and more links and so forth. And all of this stuff is actually something that you can control through WordPress after you have the theme installed. The other thing that happens in the case of most themes is the header information that's up there. So even though all of these themes have a starting point, you can put your own graphics behind them and make your WordPress website look like just about anything you want it to look like. So you start with a theme, and then you build your own graphics and links into it, and can really get something that's pretty customized. The other thing that you can do is to put in what WordPress calls widgets. And those areas that you saw on the sides there, go back a couple slides here, and over here, these are different widgets. And these are controlled over here on the side. And basically all you do is you look at what your available widgets are, you grab one over here, so if you want to add in this HTML JavaScript adder, you just drag it across here and drop it in over here, and now you have that content area on your website. These widgets are controlled through what's called a plugin. And just like with the themes, there are both free ones and commercial ones. This is really where the power of WordPress comes in, where all these developers have started building a bunch of new functionality into WordPress with these plugins. And you can go to the plugins section of the dashboard and install different plugins, and you search for plugins just like you do for themes. And again, you can put in whatever information you want here. You can just click on some of the popular ones down here, and you can search for plugins. So let's do a search for calendar. And you can see that we actually have 10 pages worth of calendar plugins show up. You can now go in and read the information about these different plugins that are out there. You can click on the details, get more information, or you can install it right from this screen. So in this case here, we took the calendar plugin, the very first one, and we did the details, and you can see that it tells you how many times this particular plugin has been downloaded, how people have rated it, gives you more information, and frequently there are other pieces of information up here, such as screenshots and frequently asked questions. So you can take a look at the screenshot here and see what this particular plugin is going to look like on your website. When you click on the install button, this comes up. It unpacks the plugin into your server, and then you can activate the plugin. That's really all there is to installing and start using a plugin. In some cases, they have settings that you have to configure, but for the most part, it's a pretty easy process with most of these plugins. So what types of plugins are there? Well, there's almost anything that you can think of. This one here is for e-commerce shopping. You can actually put a full e-commerce site inside of your WordPress site. This one is a image gallery, and you can click on these different images and it'll blow up so that you can see what the details of that image look like. Forms. You can fill out a form and actually use what's called CAPTCHA to make sure that you are a human and not a robot trying to spam the website, and you can put in all types of things with different kinds of forms. Tab interfaces. So all different types of things. In fact, one of the things that you can do with plugins is you can not only control what the front end of your website looks like, but what the back end of the website looks like as well. So in this case here, the dashboard, I've actually gone in and put in a new logo here for the company that I was building this website for, as well as a page tree view of all of the different pages so that you can clearly see what the hierarchy of your pages look like, and you can come in here and very quickly click on any one of these to edit that particular page. The plugins, you can manage the plugins from the back end, and just go to the plugin section. It shows you all of the plugins that you have installed, and one of the things you can do is you can actually click on this edit button here, and when you do that, it brings up the source code for that plugin. Like I said, this is all open source, and you can come in and actually edit this and change it to do whatever you want to. Now, obviously, most web designers don't have the capability to program in PHP, and certainly business owners don't. You want someone that can come in there and do that for you, but that really makes WordPress be very powerful. Pages themselves are very easy to create. You can use alternate templates, and I'll show you this here in a second. You can turn off the comments. As I said, WordPress started as blogging software, so you can actually turn the comments off that you might normally have in a blog. And you can define parent-child relationships. So you click Add a New Page, and you get an interface like this. This is what the area looks like for you to put your formatting in, and over here is various page attributes, including the parent attribute. So if I am editing a page, you can see here that I have actually used this to insert photographs or images into my page. I can bold things, I can put in text, and I can define that parent-child relationship. I can then hit View Page, and this is what it would look like to the front end of the website. One of the things you want to do if you're using WordPress as a content management system is to use a static home page, and you can do this through the settings, and you pick that you want to use a static page rather than your latest blog post. And you simply click the page on your website that you want as the starting point. And that really is the thing that turns it from a blogging website into a full-blown content management system. You can set up individual page templates, including an alternative right sidebar, and this is where you set that again back here in defining your sidebar widget. So we've got an alternative widget area here, and an example of that here with this site. You can see that I've got this as my primary sidebar. When I change to a different page, it changes what appears on the sidebar, and in this particular case, the header actually changes as well. Some people say, oh, that's nice, but I'd really like to see something more dynamic in my content. And in this case here, you can see that I've actually put in some flash that allows you to flip the pages of a book. You can make a WordPress website look like just about anything you want it to look like. Some people say, can I still use it as a blog? And the answer is absolutely. It was written as blogging software. And your blogs, you still just put posts in the back end, and you can have a blog built right into your regular website. So quick recap, WordPress is easy to use. It started out as a content management, it started out as a blogging software. It's evolved into a very powerful and the most popular content management system on the web. There's lots of readily available components, and it can be extended to do almost anything. A couple of concerns when you may not want to use WordPress, but you'll notice that for most cases, WordPress is the best solution. If you're not a developer and you're wondering, all right, all this sounds like Greek, this is what I do, and so my proposal here today is that you give me a call if you're interested in doing that.